Let's see now. Oh my God. I think it's happening. I think it's happening. I think I'm doing it. You guys, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. Y'all just don't know what I went through to get on this live right now. Oh my God. And then, of course, it's giving my old thumbnail. Oh my goodness, y'all. I am live on my new Digi Osmo Pocket 3. I am live streaming through OBS, which is a, very prestigious platform to live stream on. And if you know anything about, let me make sure my sound is good. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, yes. If you know anything about streaming, if you know anything about me when it comes to technology, baby, oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. I just did this. I just really did this. Like, I did this, y'all. Your girl is on another level. Okay, I'm sorry because I just really, it took me an hour to go live right now through this platform. I was just about to give up. And I was like, no, fight through it. Y'all don't know what I go through with technology. I know everybody thinks that because I know how to edit really good now and I use my camera and all this, people just assume that I've just always been this tech savvy woman, and it is not the truth at all. My brother Trey will tell you it's a journey, and I get a lot of anxiety and I get really frustrated. Like, I have literally cried from these technology issues because I'm just I rather sit up and do math, okay? It's another thing that I don't like doing. So the fact that I rather do math than work with technology is just, it's so crazy. But I'm so glad I'm here. I'm thankful, y'all. Like, I am like, I always want to be an example to those of you who are overwhelmed. Like, if you know that you're supposed to be putting yourself forward and being seen, but you're afraid to get on camera and you feel like you got to pay someone to edit and all these things that everybody goes through, or a lot of people go through in their beginning journey of like streaming or, getting on your platform, YouTube or whatever. Just please let me be an example, you guys, because 3 years ago, I've been doing YouTube for a minute, and like 3, 4 years ago, I could not edit my own videos. I damn sure 2 months ago, I wasn't even going to be streaming with my camera and using this software. Like, I had given up. I was like, forget this. And so, hey, hey, glad to see you too. Thank you, Erica, for coming in. Let me know where y'all are coming in from, y'all. Let's get back into the flow of things. It's been a minute since I've been live. I know it takes a little bit of y'all getting used to seeing me, seeing that notification pop up. But yeah, I missed you guys. I missed you guys a lot. It has been a hell of a journey. Oh my goodness. It's been a crazy journey. It's been the most interesting, most spiritual, most painful, most difficult journey that I've ever been on in my whole entire life so far in these past few months. Hey, hey. What's up, Saint? How are you? So, yeah, I want to kind of update you guys on what I've been feeling. And I also want to talk about, I wonder if I should update y'all now or in a few days when enough people are used to seeing me. We'll see what happens with that. But um, it's kind of just going to float into that anyway. Yeah, so let me know where y'all are watching me from. If you in the building, let me see. I need like a signature thing. What's something that I love? Well, it'll take y'all too long to go and find. No, it probably wouldn't. If y'all could do like sunflower. I love sunflowers or butterflies. So that'd be like my signature thing. As long as I've been going live, I never had like a signature thing, like a thing. Like, show me butterflies, show me sunflowers or whatever. Are any of you guys on Twitch? I am. I just started a Twitch account, so I'm going to start streaming on Twitch. I want to do like reaction videos. Like I would love to react to what everybody is talking about right now with Ashanti and Nelly with the whole. Thank you for the butterflies. Um, was that hard for you to find the butterflies? That's how bad I am. I'm like a elderly woman on here when it comes to technology. I just don't know. Because it be taking me a lot to go through my emojis. But yeah, I really want to respond to things like what's going on with Ashanti and Nelly, how everybody is like, they should have never did this show, or she's settling, like all that. So I'll be doing that on Twitch. But then I figured that I feel like people in my age group and up, we're not on Twitch. Like, what would we be doing over there? You know, but but apparently there's a whole world of people who even do what I do, who would share like spiritual content and life stuff, and it's a whole thing. So we're gonna see how that goes. I just been feeling drawn to doing Twitch, so I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch too. Um, but yeah, guys, so it's been a lot. So for those of you who don't know, my little sister transitioned 2 months ago, and she's the sister that's right under me. So we are very, very close. I do not speak of my sister in past tense terms as if she is a used to be, because she is very present. And yeah, I have never, ever in my fucking life experienced anything as painful as this. Like, it has been such a shake of my world. That's the best way that I could describe it. And I mean, I think that I handle death very differently from most people because I do grievance counseling. I've been doing this since I was in my early 20s, and I never wanted to. I was kind of forced into it. But I had an experience when I was, you guys will probably hear me say this story multiple times because it needs to be shared. And I am finally brave enough to share it. But when I was 12, when I was 13, and my sister who just passed away was 12, we had our first grieving experience together, and that was our cousin Shonda, who had passed away. She was a few years older than us, and it was really shocking for us because you guys know, like, we don't talk about death. Like, I feel like Black cultures, period, no matter where you are, over here in Africa, they definitely don't. I feel like they're worse than us when it comes to the conversation of death and even how they handle it. But I'll talk about that another time. And yeah, we just have this really like be strong kind of thing, and just like dismissal, don't talk about it thing. I feel like the Hispanics with the Cinco de Mayo thing, and is it Cinco de Mayo? Whatever is the celebration that they do when they are focusing on the dead and they're putting up their altars and things like that. I feel like that's probably the biggest culture that I know of where they are not afraid to talk about it. But our culture really sucks when it comes to this. And it's something that I've been talking about since I was 13 because my our cousin Shonda had passed away, and the morning of her funeral, she came to me and she told me to tell everyone that we do death in a completely wrong way. She said the way that we view it. She said the way that we talk about it. She said we don't talk about it at all, and that's a problem. And she said that the way that we do our funerals, it's really backwards. And she said that, I think I'll wait on that. I'm just going to focus on this part, okay? She said a lot. She gave me a lot of information. And mind you, I had never experienced a death before, grieving a loved one. This was my first time. I had never been to a funeral. So I had no idea what she was talking about. I was just, being obedient in what she had told me to do that morning, which is share with people how backwards we are with death. And it's really interesting because I always remember this experience. Every once in a while, if the conversation of death was brought up, I'm sure I would mention it, maybe. But it's like my sister passing and me going back home and having all the feelings and the experience that came, it completely like shocked me into the memory of all of that. It's almost like I just forgot. Like I would always ask, like, how did I get into grievance counseling? Like, how did I get into understanding and knowing so much about death and being able to help people with such ease when I haven't even experienced a bunch of deaths? Like, this has been a big question for me since my early 20s. And I had no idea that when I was 13, because when you're a kid, you don't really know how things influence you, like affect you on, in depth. Like I knew that experience had affected us, but I had no idea how much it really like impacted me, specifically for her to even come to me and speak to me. So long story short is that she asked me to speak at the funeral and to let everybody know, and I had plans on doing that. I was going to actually do that. I had told my mom and my siblings, and I had asked someone if I could go up. Well, let me say I was about to. That's what I was about to do. And then what they did was they opened the casket and they started playing Amanda Perez, God Sent Me an Angel. And it was over with after that. Like full on waterworks. Like I couldn't even hold it in. I was crying so much and so hard. And all I could think at my 12 or 13 years of age is like, this is what she was talking about. Like, this is horrible. I was like, is this how y'all do it? This is so sad. Like, I was good. Like I had gotten all my cries and my feels out, days before, the morning of, and here I am being strong enough to say these things that she wants me to say. Absolutely no strength. Like, my strength left the door when that song played and they opened the casket. Um, but yeah, I think that it is really, that was really revealing to me and it impacted me in ways that I didn't even understand. Like, it's so crazy to be going all my life, my 20s and 30s. And I remember when I was a kid, I would talk about death and I would talk about how we need to talk about it. And I have a friend that I grew up with. Me and her are still super tight today. We met when we were like 12, 13. And I remember one day she asked me, like, are you obsessed with death? And I was like, no. We just need to normalize it. We just need to talk about it. And I had no idea why I was even saying that. Like, I forgot about the whole experience. So it's so crazy because if you guys really been following me, I talk about this a lot. And a few months before my sister passed, I remember hearing my guides tell me that I would have more of an excuse to talk about death and to talk about the work that I do because it has so much to do with death. And this is probably uncomfortable for you guys to hear right now. And I want you to just breathe it in and let it out because we have to start talking about death. Talking about death is talking about life. And if I have learned nothing else in all these years, um, 2 decades, I would say, of helping others and doing this coaching work and all this, is that there is nothing on earth that impacts people the most than experiencing the death of a loved one. When it comes to my sessions, as most of you know, that I do regression, where I take people into other lives to release trauma and bad habits and things that they've held on to from other lives, because we carry that stuff over here. And the two most common things that I am always releasing, like, I'm surprised if I get a session and this is not, and at least one of these things are not a part of it. And that is when someone is dealing with, when in that life they had um, I don't even know how to code this word, but a SA experience. When in that life they've experienced that and they held on to it and they didn't get to heal from it, then I have to walk them through releasing that because they carried that fear and that trauma. A lot of women today have never had that experience. Uh, to let me know if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I really don't know how to like how to censor that word. But I'm just saying SA. Some people don't get that, but um, some women have a fear of that in this life, and they've never had that experience before, and that's because they had that in another life, and they brought that over. A lot of women actually have expressed that they have a fear of that, like a strong fear, not just like we know that it could happen, but it's like they've been paranoid. They're afraid about it happening to their children. Like it's a deep thing, and that comes from another life. And so the other thing that I find myself constantly helping people release is whenever they have a loved one who passed in another life, and they were not able to heal through that and to accept it. So it's a big subject. I'm just using that as proof that it's a big subject. But even in my coaching, I mean, all the time I'm getting people who come to me because they want to manifest something, or they want to relaunch their business. They have made it to so much money, and then everything just went downhill. Their marriages change. Like, I mean, there's think of all the scenarios that a person can have, and so many times, like too often, when we peel back the layers and the experiences that they've had throughout, they forgot or they've skipped over the fact that when their auntie passed, or their mom, or their child, or their sibling, it really changed. Like everything changed after that. They shut down. They completely changed their routine. Like this is, like I said, I've been doing this for well over 10 years, and this is so common. It's the thing that has made me keep talking about it from me being 13, because it's such a big elephant in the room. And I think that so many of us still have not experienced the death of a close loved one. So many of us have, right? And then so many of us still have not. So there's a disconnection there, because those of you that have not experienced, like, sometimes even like, there's levels to this, because someone in your immediate family is going to affect you in a certain way. People who are a lot older, who have lived their full life, is going to affect you. Their transition is going to affect you in a different way. Most of us can still grieve and feel the pain of that, but someone who lived a full life, it's a little bit easier to handle, versus your niece or your nephew who was a child, or that you watched every day, or your best friend. I get that call a lot. Your best friend who you spoke to every day. Like there's levels to this. So I think there's a disconnection of from us just not experiencing it. And I'm actually grateful that I am brave enough to speak on this, and that this is just like how I do anyway. I'm a writer, I express, because I've gotten so many messages from people who have experienced death, these freaking mosquitoes, and see themselves in what I write about my sister, if you guys have been watching or reading. And then there's also people that messages that I've gotten from people that have never experienced a close death, and they would like to prepare themselves for that. So I have been able to reference books, and they've asked me different strategies and different things, and I'll share those with you guys too here if you want them. But I love that, because this is what my cousin told me the morning of her funeral, is that this is where we needed to go. And this is we're so late, like this is so many years later. Um, I was so young then, but you know, we're really just right on time with all of this, especially with the new earth split and all of that. And so, yeah, I wanted to discuss that. I also wanted to talk about the ringing in your ears. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. Do y'all have any questions about what I just mentioned? Any questions, any comments about all of what I just went through? I know that it is such a taboo topic. People have been angry at me. People have accused me of being negative all of these years since I was 13 talking about this. And it's just because this is literally the reason why. It's because we hate the truth. Like, we look at the truth like it's something negative. But what did Jesus say? What did he say? That the truth will set us free. If we can talk about and accept death for it being life, then it's going to set us free. That is actually where we are headed in as a collective. One day, we will not even be experiencing death as what it actually is. That is, if we choose to experience death for what it really is. I'm going to say that again. One day, we will not even be experiencing death for really how we've been experiencing it. That is, if we choose to experience death through for what it really is. So, what I mean by that is if we can wrap our minds around what the experience of death really is, which truly we need to change the word because nobody really dies. You literally transition, you literally evolve, you graduate. The individual who transitioned is still very present. They're actually more present than they were before because unless this person was already living in your skin and and you could feel them throughout your cells and your blood, normally that's not the case, right? Like when they were quote unquote alive, when they were in their physical fleshly form, you had to talk to them over the phone or you had to see them in person and you could hug them. But the fact that when someone transitions, and this is not like mumbo jumbo spiritual crap, you guys, I'm not trying to be positive or encourage anyone. I'm just giving you guys the truth so that it will set you free. Okay, we confirm this in my sessions all the time, and I get these messages. I've always gotten these messages about what death really is. And so when someone transitions, they actually live through you, like literally. I'm talking about to the point where a person could be so close to someone that transitioned that they will begin to, their features will begin to mold and change into looking more and more like that person. I have seen this. I wouldn't even lie to y'all. You know I wouldn't lie to y'all. I have seen this with my own eyes. I have seen people who didn't have a gap at all. Like literally just like my teeth just closed. And they have a loved one who passed away and within 3 to 5 years of them grieving and going through that, they literally have a full on gap and look just like that person. It happens all the time. It's so common. This is such a common thing. So it's definitely real. But yeah, we definitely and I know now you can tell that the conscious collective. Let me not say conscious because I know we just with that word. Let me just say collective. Okay, you don't have to be conscious. Um, Let me just say that you can tell that the collective, which is all of us together, no matter what ethnicity, what sex, all of us together, you can tell that we're growing with this because for a long time we didn't have a such thing as a death doula. You know, now being a death doula is a thing, and so many people are picking that up as a profession. A lot of you guys that are going to watch this live have been thinking about being a death doula. And if you are, then absolutely it is in alignment for you because a lot of people are being called to do that. If you ask me, we should take away the word. I've never called myself a death doula. I prefer grievance counselor or nothing, just someone who helps people understand death. But, I get it. We have to have the labels and stuff. Let me make sure. Let me make sure that this is on in my YouTube studio. Ooh, 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 uh-oh. No. Okay. Let me make sure that this live stream is linked on. Okay, it is. Okay, I had to make sure my YouTube studio was monetizing. So yeah. So let me know if this makes sense to you guys. Before I move on, tell me if this makes sense. Is this making sense? Tell me if you even understand what I'm saying. A lot of you guys, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will watch the replay and be able to relate. But it's definitely a huge thing. Like I'm just amazed at this whole thing coming full circle for me. Like ask and you will receive, because for so long I have been like, why do people think that I can help them? I mean, obviously at some point I really could help people with death. But I had never been coached for it or anything. So in the beginning of me assisting people with grieving, I was just like, do I have like a sign on my forehead that says that I can help you with this? Because I haven't even experienced this that many times to do this work. So I love how that has come full circle for me. Hey, Tonio, how are you? So yeah, I just love that coming full circle for me. It definitely has answered some questions, and it's so divine because right before my sister transitioned, she she got an MDR session with me, and my sister is not the typical type that you would think would want to get a session, would want to go into past lives and speak to her soul team and stuff. But her and I were very much on a level where we always talked about spiritual stuff, and she was really into the things that I had to say about it and the messages that I got ever since we were little. And so I love that I was able to do that session for her right before she transitioned. I think that was really, really divine, and her even assisting me with it now. But I'm not going to say much on that because you guys are not saying nothing. So I have to make sure that I'm not scaring any of you guys. Let's move on. So what I wanted to talk about was the ringing in the ears, and I'll probably do a video on this because I'm sure more will come to me. Have you all ever experienced your ears ringing? Yes or no? Do you have this experience? Do you know anything about having your ears ring? I have a story to tell you about that. Do I have a story? It's kind of like a story. It's not really a story, but I have something to share with you about that for sure. I feel like this is super bright. The ringing of the ears. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm waiting to see if anybody has ever experienced. Do you even know what I'm talking about? Is this even what I need to be talking about right now? Maybe I need to do a video on this instead, and then whoever catches it, that's who it's for. But I think that a lot of us, I think that the majority of human beings on this earth have experienced the ringing of the ears. Maybe not all of us were aware of it, but oh, I guess that was kind of my story. I guess what I was saying by a story is because at one point, so I've heard about the ringing of the ears being a spiritual thing, and it's like your it's like our guides or source. People may use the word God um, contacting us, and this has been a big thing in the spiritual community. And see, I know y'all think y'all know, but I am so suspicious about information that is put out in any community, honestly, but especially the spiritual one. So, a lot of things, if I don't feel it myself, if I didn't receive this message, I'm just not, I just don't buy it. A lot of stuff I just don't buy. So, although I'm going to say a lot of people have been trusting and believing about the ringing of the ears, I didn't. I was skeptical for a long time. And it was one of the things that I wanted to find out. And it's funny too because a lot of my journey started off with me being a healer and doing like cleansing and helping people get rid of parasites and stuff. So I always was like, you probably just got a lot of parasites in your body. That's why. Because when you have a lot of which this also could be a spiritual thing too. But when you have a lot of when you have parasites clogged up in your body, sometimes you see flashes of things, flashes. Like you might see these little swirls and stuff in your eyes. So I can't remember if I ever researched it or not, but I was just like, that's probably what that is. Like, I'm not just going to say, because everybody is saying that, that that's what it is. But then my ears started ringing way more than they used to. They actually been ringing more since I moved here to Senegal. And shout out to Paula, my very good psychic friend and soul sister, because she told me before I moved here that she's seen me here getting lots of messages and downloads and my ears ringing like crazy. And here we are coming up on 5 years. And as soon as my sister transitioned, I'm talking about the day of, my ears have just been ringing. Like my ears ring almost every day. It's been 2 months and they are ringing almost every single day. Um, So the confirmation though that I needed for this, because I'm just not listening to anybody, was my sessions. So I've had two sessions now where I've taken people, through their lives and speaking to their soul team, and where their guides have confirmed to us because they wanted to know. If for those of you who don't know, when I do the session, people have questions and they get to we before the sessions we go over all the questions that they have so that I can ask them whenever they're in that state to meeting with their soul team. So I've had two people now that had the question of what is this ringing in my ears? And each time their guides confirmed that they were giving them, like one person, their guide said that they were protecting them, that was letting them know that they're not alone. Another one said that they are helping them make decisions, like pay attention to when you're getting the ringing of the ears, when it's at a time that you have a decision to make. So yeah, I just really appreciated that confirmation. And what's funny is, oh yeah, that was really cool because the last confirmation that I had about it was after my sister transition. So it was like right in alignment with me, you know, shattering my suspicion. It was almost like my sister was like, let me give you this confirmation that it's me. So yeah, pay attention if your ears are ringing, because the way that we let me see how I want to word this. The languages of your guide on the other side is not in English. It is not in it's not in this, English is a new language anyway, but all of our languages are new. They are, for this planet specifically. So the way that they speak is through numbers and through sound, which both of those things are vibration. So sound is a really, really big one. And when it comes to sound, you will, that's where the ringing comes from. It comes from sound. It comes from the sound of higher souls connecting to you. That is why you would hear the ringing, because they speak through sound, through, I guess you could say, tones and frequencies. It is crazy that one of my lives say I went live 3 years ago, and it is my live that is happening right now. I'm so confused about that. It literally says 3 years ago. Why does my live say I went live 3 years ago? Look, it says it. It literally says 3 years ago. Uh-oh, my face recognition. Come. Look at it. It says that I went live 3 years ago. You see how time is just shattering? Speaking of, do you guys notice how fast time is going by? Say you don't notice. If you do not notice what time is doing, then you are just choosing not to pay attention. You're just choosing to just be disconnected. Seriously. I know you know. I know that it doesn't make sense that we're already in July and the year just started 3 months ago. But if you have been keeping up with my lives and the things that I write about, then you have seen me say that when we hit this 2025 year, time is going to be speeding up. We're going to be going super fast. We are going to be going in turbo drive, more and more that the year goes on. And it's going to be even faster next year. My kids, it was so funny because they hear this stuff from me all the time. This is, if I'm teaching y'all, you got to know I'm teaching my kids. So my kids actually came to me last month and they were like, have you noticed, like, time is doing exactly what you said it was going to do? Like, because I'm always telling them, you guys, it's going to start speeding. It's going to start speeding. What are we doing? Let's get our productivity together. Write down your list, your daily list. Check things off because time is speeding. And Ishala, my oldest, was just like, this is crazy. That is really happening right now. Absolutely. It doesn't make sense how fast these months are feeling like 2 weeks. 3 at the max. It definitely doesn't feel like a whole 4 weeks is going by. If you don't feel this, then I don't know. There's like some type of other timeline thing going on. Because definitely, absolutely. Oh, I'm not even. Am I still streaming? Oh, yes, I am. Okay. I'm just not looking at my panel. Oh. Oh, I can't tell. Okay, that is why I'm doing this because I have to learn. I can't even. I think I'm not even live anymore. Shut the hell up. Am I live or not? Y'all, I told you I'm using a new streaming software with my with my camera. Okay, am I live? I guess I'm live. I went out of my screen because I'm so used to doing that. This stuff is crazy, but I'm okay. I'm flowing through this, y'all. I get so frustrated with technology, but I am flowing through this. I'm going to be so good at streaming. Have I been live, y'all? I haven't. I went out of it. Okay. All right. I'm not tripping. It's okay. Y'all, I done went out of the live and did a whole conversation with myself. But you literally learn through trial and error, like dead ass, because I did not know that I had went out of it. That's lame. Like I can't go out the screen. Like my camera is still right here. Okay, sorry. Where did we leave off at? Maybe that just means that we supposed to end it because I just went right about that thing. Like do 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 do. It's because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't. Sometimes these streaming platforms you miss comments and stuff. So I hate when I miss the comments. Am I live? Because it's not saying that I'm live on here. I hate when I miss you guys' comments and then it just looks like I was ignoring y'all. I don't think I don't think that I'm live like on YouTube though. Okay, leave a comment please. I'm so lost. This is how you learn. I'm okay because I'm not y'all. It took me so long to get in here. I'm not seeing like when I go to my YouTube studio, it's not live stream. Live streaming YouTube studio. Oh, I'm in my YouTube studio right now. So let me go back to OBS. This screen doesn't count. Or does it? It's supposed to. Okay. So I'm done. Child. It's so strange. Can you please leave a comment to let me know if I'm live or not? That's crazy that I normally can just see if it's live. Okay. I think. Okay. I am. It's just live. Okay, guys. So we're going to wrap it up. I don't even know if y'all missed it. Wait, I'm not even talking to the right camera. I don't even know if y'all missed it. or what? Honestly, I don't know. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for coming into this live. I am going to be going live so much more again. So I definitely want to see you guys in here. Make sure that you turn on your notifications. Make sure that you turn on your notifications so that you don't miss my live. I have some really juicy things to share with you guys, and I want to update you guys on what is happening with this world. It's amazing things happening that we are all so excited about, even if it doesn't feel like it. Your higher self has been waiting on this for so long, and I'm excited to share those things. So definitely tune in. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I have no idea how to get off this live. I don't even know. Oh, I think I know. Okay. Okay, before I get out here, as you can see below you, let me see if I can point to it. Can I point to it? No, that's doing too much. I can't point to it. But at the bottom, left or right, you can see my website is Earth is School. If you are interested in a reading, in an intuitive coaching, or a full on MDR session where you experience yourself in a multi-dimensional, in your true form, because we are all multi-dimensional beings, but where you get to go into other dimensions and experience your other lives and release trauma and speak to your loved ones who have transitioned, and your soul team, then you can inbox me on any of my other platforms, or you can just go to my website, earthisschool.com. Really simple. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you guys have any questions before I get out of here? Let me know if you have any questions, any final words. I think I'll come back on here tomorrow, maybe the same time. Wait a minute. Stop playing with me. Why is it so late here? I'm so done with time. That is ridiculous. I'm not going live at the same time. This is crazy, y'all. I don't even want to tell y'all what time it is here. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous for it to be 3 o'clock in the morning and it feels like midnight. Okay. I love you guys. Peace out. Until next time.